Imagine you exist, but like way back, before Wi-Fi, before you could ruin your own day by looking at your phone. Welcome to 1900. And you're not just anywhere, you're in Ontario, Canada. So, there you are. You've just been born. You open your eyes for the first time and everything is sepia-toned. Or maybe black and white. It's hard to tell from the pictures. Was the sun just like less good at its job back then, or was the whole world running on an early version of the Instagram Clarendon filter they just couldn't turn off? We just don't know. But this is your life now. Your origin story. So, let's get into it. What's it actually like being you, an average person, in the year 1900? It's a lot, and most of it involves wood. So, your house. It's not a condo, it's not a semi-detached with a questionable lawn. It's a house made of wood and probably some feelings, mostly cold ones. There's no central heating. Your heat source is a big, angry metal box in the living room called a wood stove. Its job is to eat wood and radiate just enough heat to remind you how cold the rest of the house is. Your family's entire winter revolves around this box. You just stare at it for hours. And your bathroom? You think you have a bathroom? You have an outhouse. It's a spin-off series to the main house, located a brisk, character-building walk across the backyard. It's where you go to contemplate life, the universe, and why you drank so much water before bed. There's no doom scrolling on your phone in there. Just you, a wooden bench with a hole in it, and the quiet judgment of a spider in the corner. It's the original digital detox. Low-key terrifying in the middle of the night, though. You don't live alone, obviously. You live with your family. All of them. The 1900s were big on siblings, like really big. You're one of, let's say, 9 kids, which means you never get your own room, your own clothes, or the last piece of anything. It's like living in a permanent group project and you didn't get to pick your team. Your older siblings are basically your middle managers, and your younger siblings are your interns who mostly just cry and need things. Your day doesn't start with an alarm. It starts with a rooster. Or your dad, yelling that the cows aren't going to milk themselves. Which is a missed opportunity for evolution, if you ask me. Self-milking cows. Your daily to-do list is basically a cottagecore aesthetic video, but without the cute outfits, and with a much higher chance of getting dysentery. You fetch water from a well. You churn butter until your arms feel like they're gonna fall off. You chop wood. You feed chickens. Your main chore, really, is not dying. It's a big one, and it takes up a surprising amount of your day. Eventually, you get to go to school, which is a privilege, apparently. School is a single room, one, for all the kids in the area. From the tiny 6-year-olds who are still figuring out object permanence, to the 14-year-olds who are basically full-grown adults with beards. It's a chaotic, multi-level marketing scheme of education, and the teacher is the overworked CEO. The main subjects are called the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. No W's. The branding was important, even then. You learn to write by copying stuff onto a slate. It's like an iPad, but it's a rock. And the only app is chalk. You learn a lot of things, like how to spell Saskatchewan, and the names of all the British kings. You don't learn about, feelings, or science, or why you shouldn't drink water straight from the creek. That's a lesson you learn the hard way. Your education has a pretty low-level cap. For most people, especially if you live on a farm, school is a limited-time only event. Once you can sign your name and do enough math to know if someone's ripping you off at the general store, you're basically a scholar. You've graduated. Time to get a job. What job, you ask? Well, let's see. If you're a guy, your main career path is farming. Shocker. You get to trade the schoolhouse for a barn. You spend your days worrying about weather, locusts, and whether your horse is faking a limp to get out of plowing the back 40. If you live in a city like Toronto or Hamilton, you might get a factory job. It's loud, it's repetitive, and the safety standards are a suggestion. You spend 10 hours a day making things. Important things, probably. Like more factory parts. Or maybe you're making the newfangled breakfast cereal that's all the rage. It's called shredded wheat. It looks like a tiny bale of hay, and it tastes like sad cardboard. But it's the future. If you're a girl, your career options are a bit more curated. You can be a teacher until you get married. You can be a nurse until you get married. You can be a telephone operator until you get married. Or, and this was the big one, your career could just be getting married. It was the original multi-hyphenate. Wife, mom, chef, cleaner, therapist, farmhand. A real girl boss, but without the LinkedIn profile. So, what about your social life? Your DMs are empty. Your snap streaks are non-existent. What do you do for fun? Well, your social life basically revolves around church. Church on Sunday is the main event. It's the club, the concert, and the weekly yapping sesh all rolled into one. The sermons are the DJ sets, and they are long. You see everyone you know. You wear your one good outfit. You find out who's courting who and whose prize-winning pumpkin is looking a bit sus. Courting. It's not dating, it's courting. It was intense. You couldn't just slide into someone's DMs. You had to get permission from her father to even sit with her on her porch. In plain sight of everyone. It was all very extra. A guy would come over to your house, and you'd both just sit in the parlor with your entire family staring at each other while your dad polishes a shotgun in the corner. Romance. For actual fun, there are barn dances, which are exactly what they sound like. Someone plays a fiddle, everyone stomps around in a circle, and you try not to get hay in your hair. It's hot, it's sweaty, and it's the most exciting thing that will happen all year. That, or when the traveling medicine show comes to town. A guy in a wagon sells a miracle tonic that's 90% alcohol and 10% mystery. It'll cure your gout, your baldness, and your general sense of depression. Or it'll just get you tripping on a Tuesday. Either way, it's a good time. And what about wellness? Was there a 1900s goop? Not really. The main wellness trend was surviving. Self-care was making sure you had enough firewood for the winter. Got a headache? The doctor might give you a syrup that's mostly cocaine and opium. It's called a remedy. It'll either cure you or give you a whole new set of problems, which is, a distraction. So it kind of works. So let's zoom out. What's the big picture? What's the vibe of the era? Well, technology is starting to pop off. Kind of. Some rich people in the city have telephones. You have to yell into a wooden box in the wall and ask an operator named Gladys to connect you. It's like Siri, but with more opinions about your life choices. And cars are starting to appear. They're called horseless carriages. Was a carriage that lost its horse in a breakup a horseless carriage? These new cars are basically loud, angry metal machines that break down constantly and scare the actual horses, which, to be fair, is probably the point. You're living in a country that's still figuring out its whole deal. Canada is only 33 years old. It's part of the British Empire, which means you have a queen who lives an entire ocean away. It's like having a landlord you've never met, who sets all the rules, lives in a palace, and only communicates through fancy letters. You sing "God Save the Queen" a lot. You're not entirely sure who she is, but she seems important. So that's you, in 1900s Ontario. Life is hard. The Wi-Fi is non-existent, your clothes are itchy, and your main source of entertainment is a potato. But are you happy? I don't know. You're probably too busy turning butter to have an existential crisis. You're worried about the harvest, not your screen time. You're thinking about whether you'll have enough food for the winter, not what some influencer you don't know is eating for lunch. Looking back from here with our delivery apps and our crippling anxiety, it looks quiet and really, really cold. But hey, at least your carbon footprint was immaculate. So you had that going for you, which is nice. close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And exhale. You're back in the real world. I'm hoping to see you soon on our next adventure. I'd love to hear where you want to go next down in the comments. I'll see you next time.